Hello, Richmond High School students and staff. Today, our radio TV is putting on a program to celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King, whose national holiday is this coming Monday. Dr. Martin Luther King was an American activist and a prominent leader in the civil rights movement in the 60s. And he's best known for his role in the advancement of social justice and equality for all of us using nonviolent methods. Dr. King's life mission to make a difference was to change the world and to serve others by treating all people, every human being, with respect and dignity as a priority. As we honor and celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King on Monday, may we all be reminded of his great dream, a dream of a vibrant, multiracial nation united in social justice, peace, nonviolence, love, and forgiveness. A nation that doesn't judge you by the color of your skin, but by the content of your character. I ask that you commit yourself to that noble struggle for equal rights. We can all do this together. You will then make a greater person, not only of yourself, but you will help make a greater nation of our country and a more peaceful world to live in. Let's all celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King today. Thank you.
Now, I am excited to introduce special guest who represents service and leadership, Vegas Ferguson. Vegas is a remarkable athlete who played football at University of Notre Dame and was the first-round draft pick in the 1980 NFL Draft for the New England Patriots. He achieved many great things in football, including setting the previous school rushing record at RHS. After his time at RHS, Ferguson signed to play football at Notre Dame. At Notre Dame, he was named All-American and was the MVP at the 1978 Cotton Bowl. Vegas still ranks among the top in Irish rushing records. After his football career, Vegas returned to Richmond and dedicated many hours to helping his community. His journey from sports to service shows his commitment to make a difference. Beyond sports, Vegas works hard to uplift others. He has been involved in community service, mentoring young athletes, and pushing for social change. His passion for helping others is in line with Dr. King's vision for a just world. Today, Ferguson will share his thoughts on the importance of service and leadership and how we, as young people, can live out Dr. King's legacy in our daily lives. Please join me in welcoming Vegas Ferguson.
How did Martin Luther King inspired me in my life now is not only in my career now as an administrator here at the Richmond Community Schools, but also as a youngster coming up as I participated in sports. Well, you know, growing up, I was aware of what Martin Luther King stood for and what he was fighting for. He was fighting for a lot of things that benefit me today. And one of those things was my ability to participate in sports. Because even back in the 60s, when I was coming through school, 60s and 70s, when I came through school, we still had a lot of discrimination, a lot of behind the scenes discrimination. And Martin Luther King helped bring that to light, that we're all equal in God's eyes, and that we should have an opportunity to participate in whatever we want to do, regardless of our race, our creed, and all those things he fought for. And I thought that was very important for me because I faced it, but because of his coming forth and making America aware of racism, it helped me get the opportunity to do the things that I normally wouldn't have gotten to do had he not made that possible.
Dr. King was born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia. He spent his life fighting for civil rights and social justice. Through his powerful speeches and commitment to peaceful protests, Dr. King inspired millions to stand up against unfairness and work for a better future. One of his most famous moments was during the March on Washington in 1963, where he gave his I Have a Dream speech. In this speech, he shared his vision of a world where people are judged by their character, not their skin color. This message of equality and unity is just as important today.
His leadership in events like the Montgomery bus boycott and Birmingham campaign in 1963 helped bring attention to racial discrimination. His efforts peaked at the March on Washington, where he delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech. These actions led to important laws like the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965.
Today we face many challenges that need the same courage and compassion that Dr. King showed. Issues like racial equality and social injustice are areas where we can make a difference. Living out Dr. King's legacy means being active in our communities. It means standing up against bullying, helping those who can't speak for themselves, and finding ways to serve others, like volunteering and showing kindness.
Legacy of Dr. King. And again, if you sum it all up, it's about love. It's a love for your fellow man. If we, you know what I'm saying? If we truly love one another, we'll take care of one another. Okay, we won't beat each other up. We won't put each other down, but we're joined together to make sure that everybody's okay. And again, that's what King wanted it to become. He didn't want to be separate. He didn't want to be looked at being separately. He wanted us to be looked at as an individual and what you can contribute as an individual, and make sure you had those opportunities to succeed and not be held back because of your race or those kind of things. So love, it starts with love. Not only loving others, but loving yourself first. If you can love yourself, then you're gonna show love towards others.
As we celebrate Dr. King's life, let's commit to living by his values. Let's become leaders who promote justice, equality, and service. Together we can honor Dr. King's dream and work towards a bright future for everyone.
The inspiration Dr. King has given me, again, to the message of equality and justice. Again, that's the lifeline of what I think we should be about today. In my life and in my career, that's what I've always fought for. Not that I get any special treatment, but that I'm treated equally and that I'm given the opportunity. And I think that's what King would want. That's what he's inspired me to not only myself, but I pass on to my kids that, that these things have to be in place for you to succeed. And again, it has helped me in terms of that, getting to the level in terms of education, being able not only to graduate from Richmond High School, to go to college, and again to be able to play sports at the top level. And I think that because of what he exemplified, that equality and fought for, that equality and justice, I was able to benefit from that. Again, it goes back to recognizing what the fight's all about, and that these things that King fought for still exist, and we can, as a group, I guess again it goes back to all of us, not just the black and the white, but we have a lot of mixtures of culture here at Richmond High School. We should be more inviting to everyone. We should reach out to everyone to say, hey, we're here to support you, and not make it a black or white thing or black or Hispanic thing, or what. We should make it our thing, that we're going to make sure that everybody's taken care of. We're going to make sure that everybody's able to reach the goals that they want to reach and to help them get there. When I was here at the high school, we had Black History Month, which is coming up in February. We made it inclusive. We didn't make it just for blacks. It's an opportunity for that month for everybody to go back and look at, what accomplishments blacks have made to Americans, to our society here in America, and to celebrate, not to say that not to put anybody down, but to celebrate the fact that we were able to do that, and we didn't do it alone. It took more than just black people. It took white people. It took everybody to do that. But for us to succeed, it just wasn't limited to just blacks. It's not a black thing. It's an everybody thing because everybody put forth an effort to make sure that we were able to do the things that we accomplished and not just on our own. So, that's what America's about. It's about all of us. And just to conclude, I just think that, again, Dr. King would look back today. If he looked at today, in our society today, he would definitely say that we've fallen backwards. We've gone back instead of going forward. And that he would encourage us as individuals to again, not to let that, allow that to happen. And again, it goes back to starting with each one of you. When you're looking at the mirror in the morning, can you actually say to yourself, am I doing everything I can to make sure that person next to me is doing okay? And can I help that person and be a better person? You see what I'm saying? So you can be a better person. And it starts every day. It doesn't just start, when you get here. It starts, next week. It starts right now. Every day you get out of bed in the morning, how can I make my life better or make somebody else's life better through what I do and what I say? Okay, so a lot of times it's not what you do, sometimes it's what you say.
In the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the time is always right to do what is right. Dr. King's legacy inspires you to reflect on the values he stood for. As we finish, think about how you can live out Dr. King's principles of justice and equality in your life. Let's all strive to carry forward his vision by taking meaningful action in our communities, ensuring that his legacy inspires positive change.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today